The Southwest Championship Wrestling, television's most exciting sports hour. A couple of your favorites and a couple of world-class wrestlers with me here tonight to open the program. First, the Junior World Heavyweight Champion, Chavo Guerrero. Chavo?
You know, it's always a pleasure to be right here in television, and I want to thank you people for letting us into your homes through the means of television. But I want to say something. Gino Hernandez, I don't know what you're trying to prove. I don't know if you want to make the people of San Antonio and all throughout Texas and all throughout the world know your name. But, brother, you're doing it wrong. Instead of going out and trying to get a championship the right way or doing something else, you're not doing it. First, you interfered. When I wrestled you for this title in a cage, you and Tully Blanchard had the gall to come in there and beat me like a dog. You kicked me, and then I haven't forgotten. And then you had the gall to come in there and you cut Casey's hair along with Eddie Mansfield. Well, things are, you're going to get away with it for a little while. But there's going to come a time and a day where we're going to meet, and there's going to be blood, and there's going to be a lot of broken bones, brother, because I am not forgetting. And like I said, you're going to get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite people. The last time I saw him, he was more than upset, and you can understand that. Scott Casey.
I don't usually turn my head to the back of the audience, but I want you people to take a close, long look. What you saw was not a nightmare. It was not a mistake. It was a happening. And let me tell you something, Eddie Mansfield. I had a dream the other night, and I dreamed I heard the wail of sirens, and I heard them all over my house. I woke up, I was in a cold sweat, and I said to myself, what is that? And I saw in a vision an ambulance coming, and it's coming for you, Mansfield, and it's going to be there, my friend, because your day of reckoning is coming. I'm going to get you in that ring, and you're never going to have a whipping like I've given you with one. I'm telling you, Mansfield, you better be ready for it, because when it comes, brother, there's no backing down from it, because I'm going to beat you within an inch of your life.
Scott Casey and Chavo Guerrero. They're two good ones. You're right about that. And they are more than a little upset. Scotty, Chavo, thank you. Southwest Championship Wrestling, Gene Kelly. Tending to do a little business around here for you on this particular evening as we go right to the ring. And the action in the ring between Luke Hatfield of Paducah, Kentucky. Luke from Paducah. And the former Southwest Heavyweight Champion, Tully Blanchard. Tully just gets kicked off of Hatfield. Juan Reynosa, the third man in the ring for this bout. There they go, there they go together. Wrist lock, now figure four armbar, Blanchard on Hatfield. Over the top. And a head scissor. Tully Blanchard on Luke Hatfield. Blanchard, the kid he calls himself. Exerting the pressure on the neck of Hatfield. Blanchard, a former Southwest Heavyweight Champion. Over the top for count of two. Blanchard works on him again. Tell you this much right now, Mr. Hatfield's in for an evening in the ring with Tully Blanchard. He bridges, tries to get out and away from the pin, manages to roll it over. Blanchard maintains the head scissor, exerting all kinds of pressure on the ears of the unfortunate Luke Hatfield. Blanchard grabs the wrestling tights. Guerrero says that's a no-no. Tully's been known to do a few no-nos. He's a tough one. Got a mean streak. Wide as this building. He had a side headlock on Blanchard. Blanchard grabs the hair, takes him back down into the head scissor, and he may have been caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He was. Reynosa says turn him loose. Now Blanchard laying a tongue to him. That's a definite no-no, Tull. Those need you to dance early for that, my friend. Tully Blanchard tries a roundhouse right and misses. And Luke from Paducah strapping on Bro Mansfield across the ring, slam into the turnbuckle. A knee into the solar plexus. Elbow drop on the back of the head. Blanchard with 5 of his own. There's a chop, karate chop right to the throat of Luke Hatfield by Blanchard. Blanchard in trouble momentarily. Off the second rope with the elbow drop. Another elbow drop onto Luke Hatfield on a third. Blanchard softened him up. Picks him up by the hair of the head. Body slam. Big slam. And an elbow drop. Blanchard goes for the kill, too. And he kicks out. Luke Hatfield barely kicks out. Now Blanchard with the reverse chinlock. Blanchard exerting the pressure on Luke Hatfield here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. I'm convinced best wrestlers in the world. That'll make you forget what day it is. Tully Blanchard resumes reverse chinlock. Luke Hatfield. Probably wished he stayed on the bus at this point. Picks him up. Mr. Hatfield's got some strength we hadn't seen yet. Blanchard, the ever alert Tully Blanchard. Yeah, you can take him down every time with that hold. Blanchard said, I didn't do it. I wouldn't do that. My mama raised me right, and I ain't doing it. This time, Reynosa goes for his story. And Blanchard continues to work on Luke Hatfield. He'd like to get a handful of that pretty air himself, but the referee is watching. Blanchard creeping out, got the tights. Jerked him down by the tights. Hatfield complains, objects. Blanchard says, no, your nose is going to grow, Tully. Over the top. Hatfield takes Blanchard. Blanchard. Elbow drop. Knee drop. And another elbow drop. Hatfield getting put through the ringer. Side breaker from Blanchard. Hatfield drapes wrestling boot over the bottom rope. Blanchard, drops all the way to that ring apron. Oh, yeah, it's make you walk funny. One leg's a lot shorter than the other one. Hatfield says, I've been living right, and now is my turn. And he works on that injured leg of Tully Blanchard. Luke Hatfield taking his toll with every blow. Blanchard grabs the hair of Hatfield. Luke Hatfield has Tully Blanchard where he wants him for the moment. Blanchard resting up. He's down, but you've seen him before, and believe me, this man is a long way from out. Blanchard wraps Hatfield upside the head. Now he's got him in the eyes. Tully believes in winning, and he's working on that right now. But he's limping a little to do it. To the stomach of Hatfield. Just slaps the daylights out of him. That's what he did. Elbow to the small of the back. Yes, it is legal. Although Hatfield would question that. Knuckle into the eye of Hatfield. Another 5 into the stomach. Luke Hatfield in trouble. All the way across the ring into the ropes. Blanchard just knocks him for a flip. Elbow drop, goes for the kill. Hatfield's sails may be out of wind. Blanchard misses again. That's the left, rather the right knee and the right elbow. Tully says, oh, come on, let's be friends. Not today. Hatfield carries a grudge, it seems, and works on the skull of Tully Blanchard. And again, helps him up across the ring. Tully is off. The elbow drop, this time he doesn't miss. Hatfield looks, no, Tully says, I'm gonna have some more fun. Standing suplex all the way over. 1, 2, 3, that's it. Blanchard over Hatfield. The ever-present Tully Blanchard with another victory. I told you he was tough, and he is a bunch of that. Southwest Championship Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. We'll return with more in just a Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Southwest Championship Wrestling. Gene Kelly to describe the action of tonight's exciting program, and this ought to be a stem winder. Are you kidding me? Across the ring, it is red if you have color, red and white with a blue bandana. Eddie Mansfield with the stars on his tights, and Doug Sommers in this tag team event against Relampico Leon and the everybody's favorite, Tiger Conway Jr. Tiger's also the American Brass Knucks champ. And I got to tell you, we'll put the hurt on you. But then so get into these four men. Mansfield, not what you would call a crowd favorite, particularly after he shared Scott Casey last week. Mansfield's tough, though. Let me say that right now. Whatever you think of Ed, there's one thing you got to give the man. He is an outstanding athlete. He is as quick as a cat, and he's got a mean streak as wide as the Mississippi. Mr. Whoa, already we start. The American Brass Knucks champ and Mansfield. Ed says, wait a minute, I'm just going to fight you with my mouth for a minute. Better watch him, Tiger. He's a bad one. Mansfield across the ring, a flying mare. That mare almost flew out of this place. Ed says, wait a minute, wait. King's X holding his sacroiliac. Third man in the ring, Eric Banheimer is counting. It is 20 to get back in. He has a count of 20, but not the inclination, it seemed. Mansfield and Tiger Conway Jr. Side headlock, Mansfield on Conway. Into the ropes, Tiger slings him across. Mansfield down with him. Tiger gets out of the way, Mansfield again. Flying mare, oh, flying mare. Tiger makes that mare look like she got wings. Mansfield hot. The crowd loves it. Not sure I don't. But I've got to be objective with this. Doug Sommers into the ring. He wanted some of Tiger Conway, he thinks. And perhaps he does. Time will tell. The count goes on from Banheimer. Mansfield back into the ring. Tags in Doug Sommers. Tiger Conway says, come on. Tiger going to show him the toughness of his head in a minute. He'll give him an old headbutt. And he's like running into a bowling ball. First thing he does is zing Tiger on the cheek. There's an elbow to the cheek. That's legal. Elbow drop. That's legal. And 5 to the chin, and that's not legal. Tiger says, you know, come on. There's an elbow. That's all right. There's an elbow. Exchanging elbows. Now, I got to tell you something about exchanging knuckles with the American Brass Knucks champs. Number one way for that to end. Sommers hits the mat. Up over Conway. Grabs him. Body slams. Tiger Conway Jr. gets kicked off. Conway grabs him. Tags in his partner Mansfield into the ring, and now the bodies fly. Relampico Leon on Doug Sommers. Got him in an armbar. Wrist lock. Sommers cures that with an eye rake. Bangs him into the far corner. I'm not sure what Relampico hit. Obviously it was hard. Now they both work on young Relampico Leon. Mansfield hits him and Relampico strikes back. Sommers working on Leon. I don't know what he did. I couldn't see it from my vantage point, but it must have been effective. Going to try for a suplex. He got it. 1, 2. Leon kicks out. Mansfield in. He's coming in over the top. Flies into the back of Leon. Relampico tries to fight back. Mansfield working on Relampico. Leon chops him in the Adam's apple. Relampico in enemy territory right now. Here comes Tiger Jr. Across the ring trying to get a hold of Sommers. While Mansfield is occupied, they're going to continue to work on Relampico. I imagine Leon is thinking, please don't get over and help me anymore, partner. It hurts too bad. Out of the ring, but it's under the top rope. Now Leon has a count of 20 to get back in. Mansfield struts like a peacock. Crowd yells and boos. And Leon wonders where he is. Now he's back into the ring. Elbow into Mansfield. Oh, let's see, 2. Maybe a pin, but Sommers got in on it. Mansfield with the side breaker. Only on an elbow drop. Watch him make. Misses. He's going to punch him and misses. Into the day of Doug Sommers with Relampico. Leon Mansfield tries to cut off his escape route. Fails to do so. It was legal. Tiger Conway's in, knocking daylights out of both Sommers and Mansfield. Leon working on him. The tag was legal. Mansfield, brother Eric Benheimer, not aware of that. 1, 2. A kick out for Sommers into the side headlock on Leon. Across the ring. Leon gets the short end of it back up. Who's got who? There's a hip toss. Now there's a legal tag the referee saw. And Tiger Conway Jr. is into the act. Doug Sommers feels the left hand of Tiger Jr. Body slam, you can hear all the way downtown. Sommers says, oh, get the chiropractor. Mansfield says, no, I'm having so much fun over here, I believe I'll just stay here. Leave I'll call Mom and see if I can stay out here another 30 minutes. Oh, the crowd on Mansfield's back. And he doesn't help anybody reacting. He can't help it, he's got to yell back. All right, they're going to meet on the pitcher's mound now. Little conference. Mansfield says, you're doing good, boy, stay in there. Get all the faith in you. Have some more fun with Tiger Jr. Sommers and Conway. End up with Tiger in their corner. They like it that way. And they're working on him, the both of them. Mansfield with a chokehold on Conway. I mean, the boy's eyes were bugging. And now Sommers working on Tiger Conway Jr. He's a tough man. An excellent athlete. 2 of them are on him. Not necessarily playing by the rules. And Tiger is a little groggy at the moment. Tremendous body slam. Sommers onto Conway Jr. Now Mansfield will come in. And they both go to work on him. Made the mistake of hitting him on the head. Now that was an error. Mansfield in trouble. Conway bouncing his head back. Banging him. Mansfield says no. Leave me alone. A headbutt knocks him into sometime next week. Sommers tags in. And Douglas going a little slow against Tiger Conway Jr. Southwest Championship Wrestling. Absolutely the most exciting wrestling anywhere in the world. Headbutt from Tiger. Sling him into the corner. And Leon land right in his lap. Count of 2. Sommers manages to kick out across the ring. A flying tackle. He tags in his partner Mansfield. Leon catches Mansfield, knocks him silly. Misses, almost jumps out of the parking lot. And didn't do himself a whole lot of good. Mansfield with that elbow drop. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Mansfield and Sommers over Tiger Conway Jr. and Relampico Leon. Leon injured on the top rope. Southwest Championship Wrestling, and we've only begun. Back with more excitement in just a moment after these messages. Back again to Southwest Championship Wrestling. And don't forget Southwest Championship Wrestling magazine, the foremost wrestling publication that we know of, is available for $7.50 for 6 months, $12.50 for the year at P.O. Box 705, Bernie, Texas 78006. Get a pencil, I'll give it to you again later. Meanwhile, in the ring, Mario Gonzales and Tank Patton. The tanker, 325, started on Gonzales immediately, if not sooner. And the big man is taking his toll early on. Side headlock, Tank Patton. Again, 325 pounds from Clearwater, Florida. Gonzales out of Houston. I don't know if Mario's been in the ring with Tank or not before. If not, it's going to be a rare experience. I've seen Patton lose, but you could not say it was frequently. He loves to win. And like some others, he'll go to any length to do it. Gonzales tries to bang on that big stomach, and all he does is infuriate Patton, who begins to work again upon the body of Mario Gonzales with a hip toss. And a chin lock. A chin lock exerting a tremendous amount of pressure. I'm telling you, when this old boy falls on you, I've seen it before. When Patton falls on you, it's like standing under a drop hammer when it comes down. Mario Gonzales trying to find someplace on Tank Patton he can grab. You got to have the long arm, Mario. He's about to work out of the chin lock. Almost out. Trying to work into an arm bar. Almost had Patton in an arm bar, but Patton retaliates with the knee to the rib cage, it looked like. Now he flattens Gonzales. Pulled him up by the hair of the head. Tank likes that hold. Now he's going to slam him through the floor. 1, 2. Tank says, oh, no, not that easy. You don't get off. Tank going to work on him a while. Got him in a chin lock. Tank Patton got that leather on the arm. That's the arm that was busted, you know. Got the cast off, but the doc says he's got to wear that leather. He's been known to use that to his advantage, in all due respect to the tanker. Gonzales once again working, almost got Patton, almost got a wrist lock on him. He's working on it. Boom, there goes the wind out of Tanker Sales, and again on the end of that elbow of Gonzales. Elbow around to the side, an elbow drop on the back of Tank's head. And he got enough. Uses his foot. Now into the turnbuckle with you, Mr. Gonzales, he says. And Mario finds himself flat on his back again. Now, Tank, you can't use the top rope. Not like he just started yesterday. That didn't help Mario's feelings any. There's a hip toss. Tank back into the chin lock. The man this size gets a chin lock on you, he can ruin your whole day. Tank looks up and grins that old toothless grin, and he just looks ornery. I got to tell you something, he is ornery. He'll hurt you, and that ain't funny. Big bony knee into the back of the unfortunate Mr. Mario Gonzales. And another. Going to hip toss him, and he does. Slap him around the chin. Chin lock one more time. Tank likes that hole. I guess that's rather obvious, isn't it? Reynoso, the third man in the ring for this bout, checking to see if Gonzales would like to submit. If he wants to yell uncle. Tank had a pin earlier, and he pulled Mario by the top of it, by the hair of the head, and just wanted to work on him some more. Maybe you shouldn't have done that, Tank. Now he's got him hooked across the top rope. That'll make you talk funny. Elbow into the tummy. Patton slams Gonzales to the mat. At least to his all fours. Up by the hair of the head. Tank looking at the turnbuckle like he might... comes crashing down on Mario Gonzales with that humongous fist. Slams him into the turnbuckle. Flying mare, one. Patton pulls him up. Says, I'm not through. I'm just starting to have fun. He's going to make that chin lock work. That seems to be a thing with him tonight. Reynoso talking to Patton. He said something to Patton, and Patton said why. He didn't seem to understand. He probably understands a whole lot more than the ref thinks he does. Ring-wise, tough, seasoned veteran. On top of that, he's big and mean, and he'll put the hurt on your body. You doubt Kelly? Ask Mario Gonzales. Elbow to the rib cage of Patton. There's three. To the chin. Gonzales with a flying drop kick, staggers big Tank back into the ropes. Hope those things hold. I'm right down there by him. It'd be like a building falling on you. Elbow drop. Patton on the top of the head of Mario Gonzales. Gonna sling him all the way to the cross, I'd wager. There he goes. Big size 14 double D into your stomach. That'll rearrange your insides for you. That'll rearrange your top side for you. Tanker grinning. The crowd a little quiet at the moment. Patton not one of their favorites anyway. Got to tell you something, I don't make five to Tank Patton. Gonzales is a game rascal. He swings at Tank's stomach. There's no way to miss that target. Slams him out of the chin, on the back of the neck. Tank fights back. Picks Gonzales up all the way across the ring. And he elbow chops him into the Adam's apple. Now he may go for the kill. 1, 2. Nope. Tank pulls him up. So I want to work on him some more. Tank Patton. Elbow into the stomach of Gonzales. Wonder what they're doing in Houston tonight, Mario. Body slam deluxe a la Tank Patton, and it's over. 1, 2, 3. Tank Patton toyed with Mario Gonzales for several minutes. Finally decided to make the kill, and he did. Reynoso warning him. I know that'll do a lot of good. Southwest Championship Wrestling. We can get Southwest Championship Wrestling magazine. 7.5 for 6 months, 12.5 for the year. At P.O. Box 705, Bernie, Texas, 78006. Back in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Southwest Championship Wrestling. And with me this evening is a gentleman who knows probably more about the sport of wrestling than anybody we'll ever meet or talk to, and certainly as much. An entrepreneur from Houston Wrestling, Mr. Paul Bosch. Paul, nice to have you.
Well, it's nice to be here in a place where enthusiasm abounds, and I've been in wrestling now for almost 50 years, and I've never seen anything quite like the phenomenon of the success of Southwest Championship Wrestling. And I think this indication here at this taping session, if you will, but at this making of a television program is an indication of why. Everybody puts everything they've got into it.
They really do, Paul. Have you seen our world-class athletes? If you watch the wrestling, had a chance to watch them?
Well, I have seen all of the world-class athletes and wrestlers in the world because that's my business. I promote wrestling in Houston, and I keep abreast of it. But I find that my new affiliation with the Southwest Wrestling Southwest Championship Wrestling, gives the possibility for the future of a great deal of expanded success. People who are ambitious and energetic and knowledgeable about the game. Joe Blanchard is very few years behind me in the wrestling game, but he has the knowledge tucked away in his head that is going to make this a complete and total success for sure.
Incidentally, Mr. Bosch, I think I mentioned, is a Houston entrepreneur of wrestling, and it is a great pleasure to have him here with us this evening. As soon as Mr. Bosch is through, he's answering a question, Victor. We have some more wrestlers we'd like to talk with you about this evening. Let's see if we can get part of his answer here.
Rita Romero and Blackie Guzman and El Medico, the original El Medico, these were men whom I knew well. And I see a lot of quality in the younger men from Mexico and from this country that actually gives hope for the future.
Thank you very much, Paul. A great pleasure having you with us. Hope you'll come back soon. Ladies and gentlemen, you recognize this man, Eddie Mansfield.
You know something, ladies and gentlemen? I humiliated Scott Casey with my perfection. And I sheared an old Angora goat named Scott Casey. It made me happy. Ha, ha, ha. Just to shear that nanny goat rider just like he ought to have been sheared. I humiliated him. And when I'm through with him, all he's going to look like is some well-done cabrito. I humiliated you, you nanny gold rider. You look at there. I humiliated him like he's never been humiliated. All the people in Texas, he cannot walk the streets of Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Texas. He cannot walk the streets of anywhere because of the Continental Lover, because I humiliated a goat roper just like he is, and that made me so happy.
And Tank Patton.
A lot of folks complained about Tank Patton's cast. Now they're complaining about Tank Patton's brace. Well, I'm showing you my arsenal of weapons. I have the devastating shoulder breaker, the big gun, the back breaker, and now I just showed you my devastating power slam. I don't need a brace to hurt people. This is strictly to keep from hurting myself. My arsenal is so great, I think every week I'll show you a new way to beat somebody. Tank Patton is not just another pretty face. I have substance, wrestling ability. I can go by the rules, or when those people decide they want to break the rules, I can do it roughhouse, just like my friend Tully Blanchard. The best in the South is looking at you right now.
Let me tell you what, the big gun has got substance, but the big gun has got the big gun, baby, and that's what it's all about. And I tell you what, my good friend Gino Hernandez is not here tonight. Gorgeous Gino. We were coming into the building, and he got carried off by 20 women. And they said, Tully, next week it's your turn. And I said, okay, Gino, I'll hold down the fort. That's the only reason you didn't get to see the dynamic duo in action tonight. But you saw the devastation that one half of the dynamic duo can do to some boy that comes in the ring and thinks he's a professional wrestler. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, with all the glory I can do, come someday, the World's Tag Team Championship belts are going to be around Gorgeous Gino's and my waist, or my waist and the big gun's waist. I don't care, just because whenever I get in the ring, Wahoo McDaniels and Ivan Putski, you people better lay awake at night and think and pray that those belts stay on there, and pray that you never put your name on a contract with me and Gorgeous Gino, because the minute you do, because we are too smart and too clever and too quick and too pretty and too rich and too anything you want for you two people, Wahoo McDaniels and Ivan Putski, because when the day comes, Tully Blanchard and Gino Hernandez are going to be on top of the world, looking down at everybody else, just where we should be, baby. Woo!
Tully Blanchard, Tank Patton on Southwest Championship Wrestling. And I've got to agree with Tank. He is not just another pretty face. Our thanks again to Paul Bosch for joining us this evening. There's a man who's been around a sport that we love for a while. It's a great pleasure to talk to someone like that who has such vast knowledge of the sport. And it's good to have him in town. Well, it's time to put the kids out and get in bed with your hat on. This is going to be a barn burner. A tag team match. Scott Casey and Chavo Guerrero against Tug Taylor and Larry Lane. Chavo, the junior world's heavyweight champion in the ring right now with former amateur champion, former All-Army champion Larry Lane. Larry out of Montrose, Colorado. The Mountain Boy putting a little shot on Mr. Guerrero. Chavo says, oh, you want to play like that, do you? And that right there is the cause of migraine headaches. He drive Larry Lane halfway out of the building with a leg scissor. Mansfield over there running his head. The crowd is up. They're infuriated. Scott Casey sees Mansfield and he just loses all touch with reality. Scotty is one of the most likable people you'll ever meet in your life. But when he sees Mansfield, and I guess you can understand that, after Mansfield sheared him like a sheep last week, Scotty has vowed vengeance. I'm certain he'll get it. He'll sure try. Chavo and Larry Lane. Chavo tags in Scott Casey. This is the first time I've seen Scotty in the ring since his appearance last week, and he just might be something to be dealt with. He always is anyway, now that I think about it. Larry Lane getting a little help from Eddie Mansfield across the way. Scotty says, well, you got the talking part done, Mansfield, get in the ring. Casey and Larry Lane. Lane across the ring. Casey to the mat. Casey to the mat again. Casey is not worried about Larry Lane. He wants some of Eddie Mansfield. Mansfield should have gone home when he had a chance. They're going to get him, or at least they're trying. Well, I don't know who's on first. Look at the bodies in the ring. Tug Taylor, Chavo Guerrero, Larry Lane, Scott Mansfield, Eric Mannheimer. On the side, Eddie Mansfield, police officers, and an irate crowd. Hey, the gang's all here. Serious wrestling in the center of the ring going on between Lane and Scott Casey. Tags in Tug Taylor. The big tugboat. Tugger weighing around 340. That 340 just got lifted full off the ground by those spring steel legs of Scott Casey. Side headlock. Taylor on Casey. When Tug gets you in the side headlock, you know it's got to be in one of them folds on his stomach. He got more folds than an accordion. Oh no, Mansfield thought they had him cornered. Better go to the roundhouse, Ed. This is a wild one. Scott Casey on Tug Taylor. It'd take me and you and two of your friends to reach around Tug Taylor. He's a big one, and he's been known to be a mean one. Right now he's got a hold of the sheared head of Scott Casey. Now Scotty's got him on the head. I don't know who's got who. I think Tug Taylor's got Scotty. Now he tags in Larry Lane. Mannheimer counting him out. Mansfield got a hold of Scotty's foot. Now he does it. Thinks better of it. Not a bad thought, Ed. There's a knee from Lane in the stomach of Scott Casey. Swings him across the ring and bam, right up beside the jaw, a knockout punch. Mansfield fixing to draw a bead on Scott Casey. Tug Taylor got him under that big foot over there. That's like somebody having a surfboard on the side of your head. Mannheimer finally attempts to get things under control. Larry Lane going to suplex Mansfield, rather Casey, and he does. 1, 2. Chavo hops in, kicks Lane off. Meanwhile, Lane with a bolo punch on Scott Casey. Another bolo punch, and another. Bangs his head into that turnbuckle. Slings Scott Casey across the ring. Scotty gonna reverse it. 1, 2. Lane out, tags in Chavo Guerrero, and he knocks fire from Larry Lane on 2 or 3 different occasions. not Larry tonight. Tug Taylor's in the ring. Would you need to stay at home? Larry Lane, would you need to lost his bus ticket? As Scott Casey drums on his head and goes after Eddie Mansfield. Scotty turned his back on Lane, and Larry's big and he's quick and he's mean, and now he's got Scott Casey. Tug Taylor into the ring. Lane into the ring as they both body slam. Scott Casey, ring the bell, ring the bell. Mansfield's going to disqualify somebody. And it's Tug Taylor, Larry Lane, and Eddie Mansfield. And they're all about to get in my lap over here, and I wish they'd go someplace else. There goes a piece of steel, and Scott Casey's got it, and he's going after the whole bunch. And they better head for the high country, because Casey is going to use it on them. Police officers rush to the scene. The referee tries to help. And they, boys, Tug Taylor, Larry Lane, and particularly Eddie Mansfield had better remove their body from the premises. Scott Casey wants some. Chavo and Scott Casey upset. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back aboard in just a moment. Back again, ladies and gentlemen. Gene Kelly with Southwest Championship Wrestling. This is a duration match. Run a little short tonight. We only have 3 minutes left of TV time. This match will run 3 minutes to either a decision or a draw. We call it a duration match. And it's also a handicap match. Henry Guerrero and Jesse Tanner against Ivan Putski. And that's Henry in the ring right now, and he probably wished he wasn't. Putski, half of that World Heavyweight Tag Team Championship team. Man don't know his own strength. Looked like Ivan been getting a little sun since I saw him last. He looking good, but don't he always? He got muscles in places most of us don't even have places. You know what I mean? It'll never work, Henry. You see what I mean? Huh? Now, that's not getting much for your trouble, Henry. Ivan Putski, Henry Guerrero. And now Putski drums on his head. And that's not a whole lot of fun. He's out of the ring. That's kind of like somebody rapping, you know, noggin with a croquet mallet. Henry Tanner's in. Jesse Tanner. He wishes he was home. Putski body slams him like a sack of spuds. Tanner and Ivan Putski. No match, I'm afraid. But when you put two of them there with Ivan, it does make it very interesting, and you never know what the outcome will be. And there's a hip toss. Knew what the outcome of that was going to be. Jesse Tanner on the business end of Ivan Putski's wrestling ability. And on the floor a lot, if you'll notice. And the clutches of Putski. Ladies and gentlemen, back with more Southwest Championship Wrestling in just a moment. Back again, ladies and gentlemen, the Southwest Championship Wrestling, and here's a world champ, half of that World Championship Heavyweight Tag Team Championship, Ivan Putski.
That's right. You know, Wahoo now, we worked hard to get these belts. We chased the guys all over the world, but finally we nailed them down in San Antonio, Texas. Took a lot of sweat, guts, and a lot of brawl, and we won this belt. And Gino Hernandez and Tully Blanchard, you know, it's easy to talk about winning the belt. They talk as if they already got the belt won. They think they're going to win the belt. They talk about it, they laugh about it. I'll tell you what, talk is cheap. Why will not do our talking inside that ring? And I'll tell you what, Gino Hernandez and Tully, we'll fight you anytime, anywhere, any place. But in San Antonio, we're going to defend this belt with everything we have. And I'll tell you what, there's no way y'all going to get it. Thank you.
You can put that in the bank. Ivan Putski. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us again tonight. Join us next week. We couldn't do it without you. Hope you enjoyed it. No, I did. We'll look for you right here with Southwest Championship Wrestling 1 week from tonight.